All right, so I'm starting a new series for big and tall men. All right, this series is all about clothes and fits and ideas for men who are big and tall. So many times when you shop for him, or if you are him, you automatically assume you need to go to like a DXL store or a big and tall store to shop, which is true. They do have a lot of great clothing at those stores, marketed and catered to gentlemen with your frame. There's a lot of places around town and in the world that sell polos or jeans or pants for big and tall men that aren't labeled big and tall. So here at my store, I sell two brands that cater towards big and tall guys. And I actually will say I've had it on a lot of larger gentlemen or taller gentlemen, and they look really good. So I'm gonna walk through this video. Is gonna be all about Greyson's extra large polos. We're gonna talk about how they fit and why they're good for big and tall guys, and maybe this will help you. So what you can do is first thing you're gonna use a tape measure, because I'm gonna measure these two polos. There are two because they're two different fabrics. One is the Omaha polo, which is a cotton poly synthetic blend. The other one is, what is it called? It's called Den of Thieves, but this polo is what all like their fun, crazy prints are made out of. It's a 92 poly spandex blend. So if you're familiar with Greyson, you'll kind of know. If you're familiar with like workout clothes, this is kind of like the Under Armour material, but I'm telling you right now, it's an Italian cloth and it's made way nicer than Under Armour. No offense to Under Armour. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the Omaha polo. So this is the extra large Greyson Omaha polo. So it's a big polo, okay? Get that? It's big, okay? The way Greyson fits their polos is they actually go up a size. So this extra large Greyson polo fits just like a 2X from Travis Mathews, okay? So when you're measuring for it, first you want to lay the polo flat, button the buttons, okay? You're gonna measure the chest. So the chest on this polo right now measures, it's 25 3/4 times 2, so that's 51 1/2. 51 1/2 inches is the finished cloth measurement. That is huge. That's a big measurement. My brother, who wears this, he's about 6'4", he probably weighs 225. He buys the 2X. He's a really large guy. He's just a huge Midwestern dude, you know? It looks phenomenal on him. I have a lot of other clients who are about the same height or even a little shorter or taller that wear the 2X. Looks awesome. This is the extra large. So again, extra large chest measures 25 3/4 times 2. Total circumference around his chest is 51 1/4. No, 51 1/2. I can do my math. That. The other great thing about this polo is how long it is. So when you're tall, sometimes you have a bigger belly, or larger guys just have a bigger stomach or a bigger chest, and some brands do crop tops, which is no fun. Greyson actually cuts their stuff really long. So I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm gonna measure the length of the back, the center back. Now Greyson cuts their polo so the back is a little longer than the front, but because trying to find out where the front point is to measuring, it's a little inconsistent, so I think the easiest way to show you, my viewers, is where to measure from the center back. So the center of the collar, right where the seam is, straight down, this is 33 inches. That is pretty long. This is a cotton poly blend, so when you wash it, it might shrink a little bit. It's not gonna shrink like an inch. Again, if you put it in the washing machine and then the dryer, if you put it in the dryer, it is your fault if it shrinks because the dryer is the enemy. You don't want to put anything in the dryer, especially if you don't want crop tops. Gentlemen and ladies, please just get a dry rack and air dry your clothing. It will last a lot longer, okay? Another thing I want to show is with this polo, the great thing is the collar and the neck's a little smaller, okay? Which you don't have to worry about having to button the neck because you're not wearing a tie with this. It's nice because it hugs your neck a little closer, so even though you're larger, the proportion of a smaller collar, smaller neck makes you look a little slimmer and a little bit more tailored, okay? The other thing I like about this polo is the sleeve length. So it's not very long. Sometimes I see with men when they buy larger polos, like at the big and tall stores, the sleeves are like, they're huge. They're drapes. Like they just don't flatter. The whole balance of the polo is off. So this one is a little trimmer, a little smaller. I'm gonna show you what it is. So the length here from the arm seam, right here, the arm seam down is 11 inches, and the width of the sleeve hem here is 8. So 8, 16, and again, this is 11. So it's a little shorter, a little bit more narrow, but I think those details on this garment, even though you're a large guy, it might make you look a little slimmer and trimmer, just proportion in the balance. Now listen, if you're a huge muscular weightlifter that has huge muscular chest and large biceps, this might be really snug on you, which you really actually might like because you can show off your muscles, and you know, the girls all love that shit. But If it's, you know, you're really muscular and it might be too tight and like scrunching up, if you don't live in Jersey, that might not be cool, or Miami, because I know it's how the kids do it there, but just keep that in mind. So I'm sharing this with you so you can take your guys or your favorite fitting polo, pick some measurements, and see if this one will fit you. So give this one a try if you're in that spectrum of sizes. Thank you. Okay, so that was the Omaha polo in an extra large. Now I want to start talking about the Den of Thieves polo from Greyson. And the reason I'm telling this one to be different is because the fabric is 90 poly 10 spandex. So what that means is a lot silkier. If you haven't felt this fabric, it's similar to what kind of Under Armour or Nike does with that super polyester silky stuff. This fabric is way nicer, I will tell you. It feels lovely. Okay, but the nature of this fabric is it drapes. It doesn't have as much structure or body like this, it drapes. So if you have man boobs and a man's stomach and you don't want to throw that stuff off, show that stuff off, this might not be the shirt for you. Maybe you try one of these from this brand and see how it shapes and flatters your body. If you're showing the boobs and the stomach and you don't like it, it's okay. It's not the polo for you. But I'm just sharing because I care. All right, let's measure. So again, lay it nice and flat here, right under the armhole. So right under the armhole is where we measure the chest. Remember the last one measured, I think it was 25 and a half. Yeah, so this is 26. This is 25 and 3/4. This is 26. So that times 2 is 52 inches. So 52 inches all the way around. That's a good size polo for an extra large man's polo. And then again, the length, I'm going to turn it over, lay it nice and flat. Here, remember it's not a race. Center back of the polo where the seam is, from there straight down, this length is 33 and a quarter, okay? There's this thing called tolerance. When you sew something, you got to give a little bit of tolerance because it's a human's making it. There's a little bit of mistake, so that 1/4 inch is within tolerance. If you get home or you buy one of these and it's 32 and 3/4, don't complain. A 1/4 inch, no one's gonna know the difference, okay? And then, like we talked earlier about the sleeves. So here, again, sleeve length from the shoulder seam here and down is 11, just like the Omaha, and then the opening is 8, which is just like the Omaha. But keep in mind, because this fabric doesn't have as much body and it's a lot silkier, it might drape a little different. It might look better on your biceps. The Omaha polo might stick out a little bit. This might drape a little closer. Just ideas. So hope you found that helpful. So if you or your guy or somebody is a larger gentleman, think you can fit in the extra large, because remember, it fits like the 2X in Travis Mathews. Try it. I think it's a great look. Thank you.